Ever had that feeling you just can't shake? You know, that tension in your shoulders that has absolutely nothing to do with your posture? Well, today, we're going to dive into this really profound idea, that our bodies remember what our minds might try so hard to forget. This is your intro to somatic trauma healing, a path to recovery that's all about listening to the silent wisdom of our own bodies.
You know that feeling, right? That sense of being caught between a past storm and the present moment. It's like you're here, but a part of you is still back there, bracing for an impact that already happened. This exact feeling, well, it's at the very heart of what we're talking about today.
And this quote from Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, who is a giant in the field of trauma, really just sets the stage perfectly. See, it's not just about trying to think our way out of trauma. The real journey to wholeness, it requires us to turn towards our physical selves, to actually befriend the very sensations our mind might be desperately trying to avoid.
So, why is the body so incredibly important in this whole healing process? Well, because trauma isn't just a bad memory. It's an imprint left on our entire being, our nervous system, our posture, our very physiology. It's an experience that truly affects us from the inside out.
Think of it this way. When something totally overwhelming happens, the body remembers it in silence. Long after the event, it might react with a racing heart, a clenched jaw, or this sudden sense of dread, even when there's no obvious danger around. Yep, that's your body, holding on to that experience.
And this is where we get to a really crucial distinction. Our mind, it tries to make sense of things, right? It replays stories to protect us. But the body holds what are called implicit memories, the raw, physical sensations of the event, often frozen in time without any words attached. And this is exactly why just talking about it isn't always enough.
These bodily memories, they can feel like you're carrying around invisible stones in a backpack. They're heavy, they affect how we move through the world, but a lot of the time, we don't even realize they're there. So what are some of these signs? Let's take a look.
Okay, so one of the big ones is emotional detachment. Feeling numb or like you're just watching your life from a distance, that can be the mind's way of building a shield against feelings that just seem way too big, too overwhelming to handle.
Or, hey, maybe this sounds familiar. A tiny setback, like spilling your coffee, triggers this massive wave of panic or rage that feels completely out of proportion. This happens a lot when a minor stressor accidentally pokes at a much deeper, unhealed wound.
You know, the body often speaks in a language we don't immediately get. Things like chronic pain, persistent fatigue, or digestive issues that have no clear medical cause can absolutely be the body's way of signaling that it's holding on to a ton of unresolved distress.
And then, of course, there's avoidance. Actively steering clear of certain people, places, or even just topics of conversation. It's not just a preference. It's a really powerful self-protection strategy to avoid reawakening the pain of the past.
So, when you put it all together, you start to see this pattern emerge. High alert, emotional numbness, physical distress, and avoidance. Now, it is so crucial to remember that these are not character flaws. They are intelligent, adaptive responses to overwhelming experiences. Just recognizing them is the first huge step.
Okay, so if those are the signs, what does the path to healing actually look like? Well, the good news is that there's a well-established roadmap for this journey. It's not some chaotic, messy process, but a structured path with 3 pretty distinct phases.
The journey always begins with establishing safety and building up your resources. You don't just dive into the deep end. Only after that do you gently, carefully begin to process those implicit bodily memories using some specific techniques. And finally, you integrate those experiences and reorient yourself to a life of greater connection and wholeness. It's a very deliberate sequence, and safety always comes first.
So, what are these techniques used in that second phase? Well, a great way to think of them is like anchors you can drop in the middle of an emotional storm. They are practical, body-based tools designed to regulate your nervous system and keep you from getting totally overwhelmed.
First up is grounding. This is all about anchoring yourself in the here and now. In fact, you can try it right now. Just press your feet firmly into the floor. Really notice that sensation of contact, the solidness beneath you. That simple act sends a powerful signal straight to your nervous system that says, you are safe, right here, right now.
Next up, we have resourcing. This is about intentionally calling to mind a person, a place, a memory, or a strength that makes you feel calm and capable. It could be the feeling of sunshine on your skin or the memory of a loved one's laugh. It's like building an inner library of safety that you can access anytime you need it.
But
How do you even begin to approach the difficult memories without getting completely overwhelmed? That's where titration comes in. Imagine you have a story that feels way too hot to touch. Instead of grabbing it all at once, you just approach the very edge of it. For just a moment, a single image, a faint sensation. This less is more approach is key because it allows your nervous system to process the experience without being re-traumatized.
And this leads us right into the process of pendulation. It's really just the gentle, natural rhythm of touching into that small bit of distress and then intentionally swinging back to a state of calm, like that safe place resource or the feeling of your feet on the floor. This back and forth movement is what helps the nervous system regain its flexibility. It teaches it that it can handle difficult feelings and still return to safety.
Now, while these tools are incredibly powerful, this is a journey you really don't have to take alone. In fact, knowing when to reach for a steady, professional hand is a huge sign of wisdom and strength. And there are many different paths to getting that support.
So here's a quick look at a few different approaches. You've got traditional psychotherapy or talk therapy, which helps you make sense of your story and reframe those inner narratives. Then there are body-focused approaches like somatic experiencing, which work directly with your physical sensations to release stored trauma. And there's also EMDR, which uses guided eye movements to help the brain reprocess and unstick those traumatic memories. So if you're a verbal processor, talk therapy might be a great start. If you feel really stuck in your body, a somatic approach might be the key.
And hey, healing isn't just limited to one-on-one therapy. Connection itself is incredibly healing. Group therapy reminds us we are not alone. Creative therapies can give a voice to things that words just can't. And honestly, simply being in a safe, supportive relationship, that's what's known as co-regulation, can have a profoundly calming effect on our nervous system.
So at the end of the day, there's no single best path. The right approach is the one that feels right for you right now. And please remember, choosing to seek support isn't a sign of weakness. It's a profound act of strength and self-compassion.
So we'll leave you with a question to ponder. It's not about forcing an answer, but really just about opening a door to curiosity. How can you, in your own way, just begin to listen to the stories and sensations your body is holding? That gentle act of listening, it might just be the beginning of a remarkable journey home to yourself.